so hopped up on caffeine. I just came back from my training. To the right, to the right, to the left, to the down beat, down beat, down beat. I don't think that's the lyrics, but it's whatever. You read the title. You know why you're here. I know why you're here. There's a little backstory on this. This technique I'm going to give, this little how-to guide, is pretty much from something that I figured out by meditating on the job. Getting paid to expand with awareness. Sick, dude. It was from my old job. Every single lunch, I used to just go to the stock room in the back and I'd hit the snooze button on the body, but I'd hit that awareness button on the mind. Oh, that was so corny. And I used to go into really deep states of consciousness, and I would do things like astral project. I would have visions. I'd see like parallel realities. I'd be able to see with my eyes closed. I'd see sacred geometry. The list goes on. I could see everything. And this all happened because, well, I don't really know where I was going with that. So I remembered that while I was meditating yesterday, because I was thinking about how I was purifying my mind and I was purifying my mental body and just purifying myself in general. And I started to go and think about how astral projection taught me that instead of just going from being awake, being aware here to astral projection, it's more like, oh gosh, you have your aware state of being here in this present moment. Then you change your state of being a little bit. Then you change that state of being a little bit, then the state of being a little bit, and then you're in the astral projection state of being. I finally learned that you have to shift your state of being just so you have to tweak it a little bit as you go on to the other thing, but as you get better, you can just kind of go. So I was like, I used to do that one thing at work a lot. I wonder if I can do that again. Because one of the states of being that I actually reached was where I wouldn't necessarily call it lucid dreaming, but to explain it really simply, you know how sometimes someone can say something and maybe you'll just feel like a bad feeling in your stomach, or you'll see something that'll make you happy. What this state of being is whenever I would, let's see, if my phone were to go off and I were to get anxious, if I was in this state of being, what would happen is I would get an absolute clear vision of the reason why I'm getting anxious. It's because I have a fear of maybe someone saying this said thing, when normally I'd just be like, I don't really know why I'm feeling anxious at my phone. Or if I saw someone do something that it made me happy, I'd know exactly why. It's because that person is doing something that reminds me of when I was a kid, when I did something that made me super happy. So I wondered if I could reach that state again. And by doing this state of being shifting, by remembering what the process was that I used to do, I reached an insanely low level of consciousness, deep. And I was able to find a bunch of blocks that I had to work on, which I then did in my shower method, and it was just like a cheat code. So then I came back and I did it again, and I was like, I am onto something. So here's gonna be a little how-to guide. And this might not work on your first try, but with repetition and just patience and just chilling the heck out. So, I want you to get into a posture that you are usually mentally aware in. This can be sitting down with your spine erect, or you can lay down on the side that you don't fall asleep on. Because even laying down, I wouldn't really recommend it because your body might just be like, oh, let's go to sleep. But I need you to be mentally aware, not mentally asleep. So then from there, you're in a posture that has you mentally aware. You could be sitting on a chair. I like to go to the foot of my bed and I like to lean up against it. And then I just let my legs relax straight out and I let my arms to the side. Doesn't matter if my head bobbles, because as long as I'm mentally aware, we're doing good. Oh, that kind of hurt. Then I want you to just start chilling out. Oh my eyes. Now, I want you to start remembering the times where you'd go and just make the decision to relax. Let's say you come home from a hard day of work, a hard day of doing nothing. My lazy people will know the feeling. And you see your bed and you decide just to lay on it to relax. You know that decision, you're making that decision where you're allowing yourself to just decompress. That, oh yeah. I need you to just do that. Bring up those moments. Remember that feeling of sinking into the bed, that feeling of deep relaxation, that feeling. Call upon that. And as you start noticing, just be an observer mentally. don't push it. I want you to set the intention to relax, but don't do anything else. Let the mind, let the body do its own thing, because it'll know what to do. So you're gonna start relaxing into that, and just keep relaxing. And then if you're a lucid dreamer, this will be a little bit easier. Set the intention to go even deeper, or go into the hypnagogic state. And this process can take some time. That's why my old meditation, I called it 20 minutes to magic, because that's usually how long it took. I want you to stay mentally aware. Now, after you've really sunk it into that feeling, set the intention to go into hypnagogic state, or just set the intention to go deeper, but just be an observer. Heck, for the most part, you can even reach those really low states without having to set any intention, because you'll just start free falling in consciousness. You'll just boom, 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 boom. And as you keep going, there might be points where you black out for a little bit. It's okay. It's just kind of like when you go to sleep, where sometimes you black out and then you start kind of becoming aware in your dream. At this point, if you've done it right and you're just chilling, you're calm, you're probably 15 minutes in. Now is when you might start getting visions, or you might start seeing images come up that, kind of seem more like dreams. Or you might start seeing weird colors or shapes appearing in front of you. I can't really tell where you're going to go with this. But here's the cool thing. What happens is you go in such a low state of consciousness that your mind is so clear that your beliefs are super malleable. You can become aware of different states of beings that you're not normally aware of, because you're doing it at a very subtle level. Yesterday I was doing this out by the pool by where I live, and I was studying for work, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. So I got in a very low state of consciousness, and I decided to start feeling into the awareness of my surroundings. And all of a sudden I noticed this state of being that was like aware of everything around me, and I couldn't really tell where my body was anymore, because it just kind of felt like I was everything. And then I kind of set the intention to open my eyes again and open them up, and all of a sudden I was very aware that I am not everything. But it was cool, because then I could kind of remember that state of being, and I would kind of try and call upon it. And I can't reach it to the state I did before, but consciously when I do it, you become much more aware of your surroundings to a degree that you don't normally reach. Then I realized it's how you reach your psychic abilities. As I said, I've had an experience where one time I saw with my eyes closed. But play around with this. Just let yourself go into it open-minded for whatever, and find different states of beings that you enjoy. And from there, play with it. See what you like. See which ones that you thoroughly enjoy, and try and revisit them. Try and remember what that state of being was like, what the mindset was, what your body was acting like, your breathing, etc. And see if you can start calling upon it normally. Have fun with this. This is an easy way to have a deep meditation every single time. Pro tip, pro tip, pro tip. Wait till you calm down energetically. Like right now, I'm not gonna do this. I'm way too jazzed up on caffeine. Try waiting 3, 4, maybe 2 hours after you wake up, like initially, and start doing things. Because when you wake up, you're gonna be all buzzed up from the energy from sleeping. But once you wait a little bit, your energy plateaus. That's the perfect time to just calmly let your consciousness just... I'm JC. I hope you guys enjoyed this one.